Hi there, friends. My name's host Eric. I'm the host of the one, the only, the inimitable, the dashing, the rakish, Talking with Famous People. So, it was a bit of an outing down there. Actually, quite an easy outing, all things considered. Easier than usual. And what I would say in regards to that also is, even so, I'm feeling rather tired because I didn't get any sleep last night. And also, I need to smoke some of this new weed.
3.
Hey, happy Halloween. I'm at a party at your sister's. Good for you.
That's fun. Halloween parties at houses are fun. I made this, but I don't know if it's too sweet for you, so let me know.
It's just what the doctor ordered.
Okay.
Thank you, darling.
You're welcome.
I'll eat one of these cookies with my coffee. And these cookies are... Well, the thing about edibles, you never really know. But these ones should be legit more so.
Yeah.
The 100 milligrams per bag, which isn't a lot. And there's like, I don't know, 10 cookies in there.
If they don't, I have no problem being like, hey, we got these last time and they really weren't that special. I don't have
I think
problems.
they'll be fine.
Yeah, I think so too.
Did I do the email you sent? No. I haven't checked my email. I've been gone to the weed store.
Oh, such a good drinking kitty. Yes, Capillo, such a good drinker.
Now listen up, Arcadius fellow.
You drink so well and you eat so well.
We are carving pumpkins this year on the live stream. It's just that we're doing it conceptually, not with real pumpkins, not with real knives. First of all, you know that pumpkin carving is one of the leading causes of COVID spread? True. Gavin Newsom, our governor here in California, was nice enough to give us very strict instructions on how Thanksgiving. So I'm going to just err on the side of caution. And assume that any seasonal activity is sure to spread COVID. You could just hear me spreading it right there, couldn't you? Two sneezes a day helps make the COVID spray. That's what they say. So I haven't gotten old school hash in a while. They had the other kinds of concentrate. They got your shatter, they got your goo, they got your crumble. But hash is different. I'm not sure exactly what makes it different, but it's different. Tastes different.
I'm excited to try hash. I've never had it before.
I'm disappointed in Octavio Silva's failure to embrace our conceptual pumpkin carving. Right now, I'm halfway done with my pumpkin. You haven't even started yours. We're also conceptually costumed. Which is to say, you just have to imagine our costumes. I'm Slutty Abe Lincoln, and she's Slutty Mary Todd Lincoln.
Where are the cookies?
Cookies are right. Oh, the cookies that you eat. Right. They're right there. What's the best way to get an ENTP to use TE? Do it for him. Yeah. There's no candy except for the candied words that fall from my lips onto your eager and waiting ears. Hey, these bags. There's something else to open.
Yeah, really.
There's only one thing you don't like about Halloween, which is
Me sitting on the keyboard.
yep. You're emojiing. You're emojiing your ass off.
Looks like it's like in a fancy.
There, it's gone now. Grass Eater asks, Eric, am I right that ENTPs wouldn't really care for holiday type traditions? More or less, yes. I mean, I'm a fan of Christmas because my mom was I do get it. Oh, now that I reread it. Your prediction came true. So point is, I've been working really hard yesterday, all last night, today, and I would simply say that self-reporting, I mean, you do a couple blocks. One block is why self-reporting is unreliable. The second block, how interview style solves that problem implicit to self-reporting. And a third block saying how you can't break an omelet without making a few eggs. You can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs, I should say. Why can I not open this still? How the hell do you open this? It's like this is some sort of mystery package that, yeah, well, people's self-concept and reality are different. They differ to a certain extent, And I think one way of talking about actualization or self-realization is when you believe, at least, your self-concept and reality are aligning well. Whether or not that's actually the case is another matter, but fuck. Why is it so hard to take off?
Oh, it's like a medicine bottle. I don't know.
I guess I'm supposed to push down?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm supposed to push down. Well, now I figured it out.
You did, exactly. It doesn't even matter.
The first step to figuring something out is breaking it. SI users do enjoy the holidays.
I enjoy the holidays, but I think it's my 7. Because, I'll do... as a 7, I celebrated every day that I had off, from work. And holidays like this, like Halloween, I like to dress up. So any excuse for a day to dress up is something that I wasn't, especially if I was working, a 9-to-5 in a pantsuit kind of thing.
Was there a period of your life when you felt like the only song that spoke to you was 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton?
Yeah.
And you come home every day saying, working 9 to 5, what a day to get living.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Good old Dolly.
I really actually have. I did come home one day and watch that movie because it was on Netflix or something, or it was back in the time when Netflix was through the mail. Remember when it was DVDs through the mail?
Oh yeah. I do remember that.
Yeah. So I think if my dad had rented it or something, or someone had recommended it to me and I had watched it and I was like, God damn, is it really like that?
I'm just glad to see that Morridge is restoring the old tradition. Every child who visits your home should get a scoop of cold porridge.
Oh, that is traditional.
That's very traditional.
Yeah.
And Rachel and I were just discussing in the car how tradition is the absolute trump card. Well, it's something traditional. That means it's good, and you have to do it that way forever.
Should I use the poop thing, our poop bowl for the hash?
Okay. I was gonna try putting a little bit on top of this bowl first, but
Cool.
probably we should use it. Let me see what kind of hash it is. Yeah, we should use the bowl.
Okay.
But let's do this first. And put some on top of this bowl and see how that works.
Yeah, you go first.
All right, so if we hit this kind of on the softer side, then we might be able to pass it back a couple times.
All right.
Pass back and forth. We'll see.
Softer side is better for me anyway. We know my baby lungs.
Okay, so this hash here is called hash. I forget what it's called. But it is in fact blue. Bluish gray. Bluish greenish gray. Let's try it. Oh. Life is Blue Moon is so much more than just a term.
Oh my gosh.
It's also a song.
Ash so much. I feel it throughout my body.
You need to go fetch it from the trash can? Oh, you don't mean threw it away. I see. I got you. That's a joke.
I didn't remember what.
So look, here's the deal about your blue moon. I'm the hot number on all the up-to-date blue moon tips and tricks, okay?
Hey, Lauren McGinley.
And I will tell you this. The blue moon used to be described as the third full moon in a season with 4 full moons.
Yeah, once in a blue moon.
Contemporary parlance found that too complicated, I guess. And it just said, well, from now on, Eric's just going to fuck up constantly. Because that's what he does every day, all day, forever. Yep, that's Eric's life, all right. Just one nonstop fuck up after another. Some of you might think, wow, that must be hard, Eric, constantly fucking up. It is. It's not fun. But, you know, you get used to it. I'm trying to put this onto here. Okay. And then if you want to pack some of this straight, probably put a small in the bowl first, and then put some of this on top of it.
Okay.
This is what I would call a sober party. You know, I don't drink alcohol at all, so Rachel has, by and large, doesn't drink alcohol at all either.
Yeah, I really don't. I don't like it. I quit even before we started talking, Eric and I.
However, And you can't get drunk on a drinking holiday. What you can do is make things a little special by getting edibles, hash, and weed.
That's pretty spooky to me.
That's pretty spooky. It's pretty ghoulish. It's a ghoulish surprise full of ghosts and goblins.
I really gotta get another song stuck in my head.
Okay. Oh, Nelly. Well, listen. Before you bother feeling too bad about us coughing.
There's a lizard that Pinky left behind.
Is a dead lizard back there?
No, I think it's alive.
I think I'm alive too, maybe, but it's hard to tell. But here's the thing to remember. For those of you who feel sorry for us, there's an old axiom in the drug business. Can you get another roll of paper towels from the garage, please? And that old axiom says, you don't cough, you don't get off. And listen, that simple piece of advice is just as true at sex as it is with drugs. Every time it's like, oh yeah, baby, oh yeah. I gotta start coughing or else what's the point, you know? No, I thought the smoke too hot. It's just that. So I'm used to pulling straight up bong rips, you know, like.
He's a champ at it. You would win the Olympics gold medal for bong rips.
Thanks, Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
I rarely get concentrate, okay? Part of the reason I rarely get concentrate is it's hard to hit it in quantities that don't make you cough because you're used to smoking and buzz, you know? However, I am feeling pleasantly dab sweaty. I like hash. It's got kind of a different feel
I like
to
it
it.
too. Yeah. I feel good. Na, 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 na.
You know what, Rachel?
What?
I feel good too.
That's great.
I would say we're having a pretty good day.
Yeah, I think we're having a good Halloween. Guys.
I tell you who had a terrifying Halloween. Destiny.
Like from Destiny's Child?
No, the Destiny that I made the video, but it's cool.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no. That was like a Nightmare Before Christmas kind of rude awakening.
Email anthrax, I do a lot more than tell people they are wrong about things. For example, the other day, Rachel and I visited the cemetery. I made a nice little travelogue video for you to enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Why, just last night, Octavia Silva and I had a conversation. She's trying to convince me her INTJ friend, her ISTJ friend is actually INFP. She did a pretty good job of convincing me of it, actually. So I sort of conditionally said, well, if meow, then it's not an unreasonable conclusion to draw or whatever. But anyway, I got a couple good videos out of that. Hopefully they're good. They're edited pretty tightly. They're down to like 6-7 minutes, you know. And then I actually have a couple of videos scheduled ahead of time, you know. Thanks, Email Anthrax.
What?
I know you've not always been my biggest cheerleader when it comes to the music stuff, which I respect. I don't mean to. That's not a critique at all. Could you adapt your Type Police song for the typing interviews? That song is my signature. Could be. I mean, maybe. It certainly seems to be the thing that gets the most enthusiastic response from people. How do you tell apart INFP and ISTJ? You've been meaning to ask. Wow, Ethan McDonald. It looks like you're going to have to wait until the premiere, which is, I think, tomorrow morning, maybe. Yeah.
Hey, Lorna Nickel. I have changed my icon like 3 times this week. I like the talking with famous people intro song too. It's nice. It's a very pleasant song.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be interesting. I didn't type them at all. I was taken by surprise, okay? I was totally taken by surprise. Because what happened there is I was told by David Sanderson, here's a guy you're going to have trouble debate policing. I heard that and thought, okay, cool. I shouldn't run afoul of too much bullshit, you know? And then I click a video on the pricing of pills or drugs, medicines, and I get this incredibly wrong-minded COVID rant. It made me say to myself, that wasn't what I was expecting. Thanks, Karma's Pimp. If you're talking about my response.
I want to twist my legs. It's easier in pants than a skirt.
A naked chick's paying you will not get any views because YouTube will shut that shit right down.
You know, so on Instagram, they haven't been like promoting my Insta because I have that
ancient Greek one, and I didn't censor the penis in it. So, right? That's a great meme. I even put in it not safe for work. Like,
I mean, the thing is,
oh, that's so much more.
let me read what a couple people say here. This is going to be so fun. Everyone gets me and Lorna mixed up IRL, and now our pictures here look the same. Well,
Lawrence hasn't changed yet.
Lauren and Lorna, what you should do is only one of you should get to keep a Lore in your name. That would really clarify things. So you could be Nicole, and she could be Lauren McGinley, or she could be Ren McGinley, and you could be Lorna Nicole. But only one Lore. You know, I'm not banned from Facebook, but I am from posting and commenting in groups for months. What do you do, Karma Spam? People are awfully fussy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't doubt that my live stream gets lost. But here's the thing, Winston's mom. I'm all for taking good TI ideas and applying them. It's not a bad idea to try to integrate that theme song into more stuff. At the same time, you got to remember, how much do you want to muddy the brand of Type Police, which is a specific thing. So, like, I worry a little bit that because, so after I Type Police Queen's Gambit, somebody went around and flagged a bunch of my videos. A couple of them that were live streams got put on age restriction. Now, there's no penalty for that. In other words, there's no warning or strike or anything like that, because I didn't misrepresent what it was in advance because of their system of that. But I think that nevertheless may have had some small impact. But it's really hard to read YouTube. Like trying to NI shit from YouTube is like trying to pull the proverbial needle from the pincushion. Oh wait, I mean haystack. Queen's Gambit is R-rated, haha. I'm PG-13. Got to be 1,313 years old. Jose, if I'm sitting on a YouTube and you begin to live stream, it takes YouTube forever to tell me unless I happen to refresh my page. So people go looking to engage, hard to find channels. That does sound like a problem. Hello? Sure. Rachel, can you take over for a bit?
Yes. What's up, my dudes? How many of you out there are actually celebrating Halloween? Was that alt to you?
Okay, well, I'm live streaming right now, so I said I'm live streaming.
How
I knew I heard the after.
What's the new witches?
It's okay, but
Lorna, Nicole.
I wasn't anticipating.
That's cool.
What
is it about? It's not the new Hocus Pocus, was it?
Yeah. All right. Well, 5:15. Okay. Bye.
Mrs. Mom, are you dressed up?
So
Interesting one.
that was my client who the she scheduled something for Saturday, then and Sunday, I think, and then she canceled Saturday and Sunday, moved them to Monday and Wednesday. Now she wants to add Saturday on Saturday for 15 after I cleared my Saturday afternoon schedule. So I told her, well, I'm live streaming right now, and maybe I'll be done in about an hour. So she's
That's
gonna have
fair.
to chill,
I mean,
you know.
yo, exactly. I post pictures of PP on Insta sometimes, not all the time. But yeah, I've definitely been put on the Insta watch list. But like, I mean, I've deleted that so many times.
Here's the thing, Winston's mom. I think the main way people find live streams is in recommended feeds. So when you see a recommended video in your live stream, and maybe it's got a title that's weird, and maybe at this moment I look interesting enough for you to click on it, or Rachel does, then all of a sudden they're here for a minute. And I suspect a lot of the people who come here and stick around for more than a minute end up subscribing.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty appealing environment. And people go, this is unusual. This is different than what I'm accustomed to.
Yeah. Actually, I got a notification about the live stream. And usually if I'm on my laptop, live streams will go first. So it doesn't matter what channel it is. It goes first in the recommendations. So like there's a row of suggested videos, and live streams are always the first to be in line. So you know, like when the channels that you like are live streaming, it's cool. I like that feature. So you should be able to see the live streams even if they don't pop up. But
a Halloween joke here says, some say vampires don't impregnate their human girlfriends because they are dead. In reality, vampires don't impregnate the human girlfriends because the vampires are dead.
They don't come inside unless invited. That's a good Halloween joke.
I've noticed an occasional live stream and recommended videos. I think it's also important to remember that YouTube is continuing to tweak this algorithm all the time. Yeah. And it's undergoing revision on a fairly large scale, or has been for a while now. It's fairly settled into the new way. I like the new way where I self-report. So I self-reported on that video response to Destiny, strong profanity. I typically do tag in the descriptions.
Yeah.
I typically hashtag 16 types, 16 personalities, something like that, you know. I don't do MBTI.
Oh, no?
Well, because it's a copyrighted or trademarked.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Like MBTI Gifts, that guy, he got in trouble for being MBTI Gifts, and he had to stop being MBTI Gifts and start being like 16 personality gifts or whatever.
Oh. Snooty.
Destiny does like the F word. Well, he's certainly confident. He carries himself with a lot of entitlement. You can certainly say that I do the same thing. I don't know. It's one of those sort of things I struggle with. Like, I see him talking that way. I see him just assuming the moral high ground and using it to batter people about. And I'm not impressed. And but you know, I've only watched like 30 seconds of the guy's videos. What can I say about it?
It's hard.
When the first 30 seconds incites that much of a response from me.
I have Macy Gray stuck in my head.
I don't know if suggested streams are based more on titles than tags. I have not noticed that, but it's possible.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that I haven't noticed. I basically like go about YouTube analytics, about stuff in general like that.
Okay, I have a question. Should I do my eyeliner in cat eye for Halloween?
You could.
So that's a vote yes from host Eric.
Sure. If you want me to vote yes. I'll vote however you want me to vote.
Lauren says yes. Hey, introvert thinker.
No, I don't have MBTI in tags.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Do a little
I might have it in
island.
tags. I might have it in tags, but I don't have it in hashtags.
Cat eye when you think it's excessive, do a little more. Okay. I'll do full-blown cat eye. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to look like Pee-Pee. I'm inspired by Pee-Pee's eye because it's like dark all around.
Sanderson had a point when he said Destiny heavy caters to FE consideration in his videos. He wants to take the side of whatever his audience demands. Well, I hope he feels FE get slapped around a bit today.
This is so cute. This reminds me of like little like MAC eyeshadow. Yeah.
It's eyeshadow for your lungs.
It's great. I thank you
Slum
for
shadow.
suggesting it for Halloween. May I have the knife to cut it off?
Yes. Wish I had a better tool than this. Here. Let me. Do you mind if I pack that bowl for you?
Please do.
Thank you. So,
I like the
Destiny's a beta male. You mean he's like beta male like in wolf sense or beta male in the quadra sense? Actually, usually when it's followed by male, you mean in the wolf sense. Well, what makes you think he's a beta male? Like, I'm not sure what qualifies as that or not, you know. I suspect what all is the point. The quote from an interview Destiny did with this guy. Oh, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about that.
I try to say goodbye and I choke. Try to stop away and I stumble.
I mean, there was a stretch of time when I tried to push the narrative that I was a beta male and would always be a beta male, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, how beta am I to your like a male? Right?
But the thing is, basically, I got cornered into humble bragging. That's humble bragging in some regard. So I just had to drop the narrative entirely. I lost that FE battle.
Oh, I'm sorry, babe. Honestly, though, like I feel like you're compared to me very masculine.
Well, you know, that's because I have a penis and you have a vagina.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your woman parts are much more feminine than my man parts.
Yeah, they are.
Conversely, my man parts are much more feminine than your woman parts.
Thank you.
Here's your box of drawing materials.
Thank you. I like that you call it that.
Are you sure it's not there? It used to be there. I mean, it's on a lot of them. You know, my tags change periodically. I used to have Eric Strauss there for sure. The thing is, I guess to be perfectly honest about it, I would have to self-identify as a recovering alpha male. Like, I'd like not to need to dominate. I'd like to excise that vector from my experience more. I'd like communications to be more cooperative. But the fact is, you know, we're all human. People piss me off. I don't respond well when people anger me. Okay. I mean, I'm open to hearing counter arguments here. Like, so I guess I'd say, what's your point, Raphael? Is it that there are other ways of being alpha that are good that I should retain? Is it that I've not attained the good ways of being alpha, only the bad ways of being alpha? Is it something else? I don't know. What's your point? I just hate being controlled. Always have a clear agenda on what I want to get out of life. No interest in being dominated, but don't mind being an alpha. It's hard for introverts, though. You're more famous as host Eric than Eric Strauss on the site. Well, I should be. That's my name on this site. Exerting power is not always alpha. Well, I acknowledge that, certainly. So I guess I'm asking, can you clarify further besides just saying I didn't cover all the ground? Can you cover some additional ground for me? Know what I'm saying, dog? I don't know why Eric Strauss is not that good of a search result. I mean, the thing is, I've certainly put out plenty of quantity of metadata, right? Like, so it should at some point. See, I used to think of this thing of like critical momentum, that at some point, if you put enough stuff up that's about something and it's all relevant to something, that eventually that critical mass of all of that stuff will carry you into success. It really doesn't work that way. Quality matters a lot, not just quantity. So it's been nice. I've had an upswing in typings. People have booked appointments. I did one earlier today. It was like kind of last minute. I got 2 of them, I think, scheduled for tomorrow. I'm also supposed to work with Jeffrey after this live stream, which I really don't feel like doing. Could you clear up your room a little to improve quality? Or are you too lazy to make the minor changes? I mean, clear it up how? It's not like it's cluttered. Right? All you got is just green screen behind me. The getting the lighting proper for the green screen is a challenge sometimes. You also got to remember that this is a multi-purpose room. So there's also a okay, well, yeah, that would probably be a good thing to do. I'm trying to be more tidy. I'm trying to be more effective. You know, I've done a lot of stuff the last 36 hours. I did have an edible. I also haven't had any sleep in 36 hours, or approximately. Let's see. So I took the light. I got up at 3 this morning. No, that wasn't this morning. 3 yesterday morning, Friday morning. And I took Delilah to the airport, and then I stayed up all night, and then I worked on stuff during the day. So yeah, it's about 36 hours. No, I just had a what you might call an Adderall fairy visit me. In what particular area, Raphael? Has there been any type that hasn't paid for a session yet? Yeah, I've been not paid once. That I know of. I don't really keep track. So I just kind of hope that the money coming in looks to be about the same as the number of people, and hopefully I've already paid. You know how that goes. Unfortunately, as I was saying, I think to Rachel earlier, the nice thing about typology is anytime you see somebody who's really great, doing something really great, whatever it is, if they're really, really great at it, there's a correspondingly great deficit. It's so fair. ENTP to ESP, I'm the captain now. ENTP, ESP have a funny relationship. I think either type it would be potentially comfortable taking orders from the other. Depending on the circumstances. I would trust an ESTP to lead. I think an ESTP would trust any ENTP to lead as well. Maybe less so than ESTP trust and ESTP lead. I wouldn't necessarily always agree with them. If it's the wrong ESTP and it's like a head clashy thing, well, then it's a problem. But ESTPs don't stay in head clashy things with ENTPs very long. Wait, what are you accusing me of this time, Raphael? Raphael's always accusing me of random shit. But okay, let's see. You argue not about what you know is true, but what the other person is capable of formulating. Pretend that's all there is. That's not true. That's patently untrue. I may choose not to argue about things that don't reduce via formulative processes like that. But it doesn't mean I deny those other things exist or don't think they're important. And if the other person brings it up, you just say, well, you didn't argue that before, so it's not my fault. I didn't admit it. What are you talking about? You don't have any examples for anything. It's like, give me an example. Give me an example of some argumentational foul I committed. Not describe an argumentational foul that presumptively I committed. Somebody say witches. You know what? You know who my favorite witches are? The witches of Eastwick. Who doesn't love the witches of Eastwick? Who doesn't love that? Everybody loves that. You know what the difference between a witch and not a witch is? A broom.
Yeah, it's true.
True story. It's the main difference. If you see any ghosts tonight, please do take clear, obvious pictures and videos and undeniable video proof. I'm tired of little specks of light and stuff like that, okay? If you see any ghouls, same rules apply. However, if you see goblins, don't let them get into your camera equipment. They will rip it to shreds. I mean, who cares? The thing about being like an alpha male, what does that even mean? It's potentially meaningful in a very group-oriented youth situation. Like if you got a group of young people all hanging out and they're all kind of meatheads, I guess it's relevant. But like the thing is, nobody's going to be able to come run in here, roll up in here, and be alpha, right? Because the whole principle of the thing is that people try to be honest with each other. Hopefully, that people don't try to win in order to establish status, but rather they try to make good points and help the discursive process move along. You didn't point out anything, Raphael. You described something vaguely. I can't even tell if what you're saying is a bad thing to do. You need to give me some sort of example. Trump being ESTP is not inconsistent with good TE. I think he's ESFP. I really do. I see the total disrespect for language that's typical of ESFPs. And also I see TI polar. Like he'll make arguments one time that are completely unsustainable in reference to everything he's doing around them, and he's completely oblivious. So he's got to be an ESFP. I think it explains a lot, really. You know, that quality of not caring about language, not thinking language matters, means that there's going to be some correlation between the type ESFP and people who lie a lot, right? Kind of unavoidable. I mean, sure, he values what he values, and that which he does not value is the enemy or irrelevant. He's got no sense of duty to the country as a whole. You think Trump's an INTP? He's a very stable genius. One pumpernickel sandwich. 2 pumpernickel sandwiches. 3 pumpernickel sandwiches. So, I'm winding down here. I'm bringing down a little bit of the energy level that I had earlier that drove me like a slave in the fields to pound out those important work products for your video consumption. Cool. I wasn't in the stream. I was saying I'm winding down my energy level in general.
Sorry to assume.
The problem here, Raphael, to expand on what Other Self is saying. Other Self says, are you not tired of trying to gotcha Eric on something? Why do you do this all the time? The thing is, Raphael, I don't mind you catching something that's wrong. I have no problem with that. The problem that you're going to face is you're always trying to do some sort of systemic critique that invalidates some grand thing. You don't have the weapons to knock down those defenses. I mean, and when I point out that your sling is not knocking down my 10-foot tall, 10-foot thick titanium wall, I say, well, can you please explain? And there's just nothing. There's no evidence. There's just random accusations. For Halloween, a classmate dressed up as a stormtrooper and shot up the school. Don't worry, no one got hurt.
Jeez.
What did he shoot up the school with?
Thank you, Winston's mom. I took what Susie said and I pushed myself a little harder. So every time I thought I was done, I did a little bit more.
Because I have an
Thanks,
app.
Utter Self. Thanks, guys.
Email that text because I have an
into
app.
it.
That's why. To say that you have an app is to say that you have just built a defensible array in some fashion. What's the least common type in my typing sessions? ESFJ. I don't get many ESTJs. I would say the most common types are ISFPs and INFJs right now, although I seem to go through runs. I've had runs of INTPs for stretches. I've typed a lot of ISTPs. I've typed a fair number of ENTJs, a fair number of INTJs. I've typed a fair number of ISTJs who typically don't like to be ISTJs. I've typed a couple of ISFJs who typically don't like to be ISFJs. And
Thank you.
ENFJs, a couple of ENFJs, ESTPs, typed some of them. But, at the moment, I'm getting a lot of ISFPs, INFJs. It's not an argument, Raphael. Your pot MBTI expert argument makes some sense and is proven. So what does it prove? What's your argument? I mean, what's the affirmation, the statement you're affirming here?
That's cute. Oh, I like that. What kind of bees come out at Halloween? Boobies.
Yeah,
There's truth to that.
Okay. So your point earlier is let me scroll way back up here. Raphael, you're quite a handful, mister. Have I ever told you that? I don't
down the buzz.
I don't see the thing about pot. The same thing you said before about some bullshit that you didn't substantiate. That's not an argument. Is that I'm exerting power in a beta way? Is that a bad way to exert power? I don't feel like I'm exerting a lot of power. Granted, I do have some power and authority as the person behind the live stream. I can ban people and so forth or whatever. But I'm about as non-authoritarian a figure as anybody will ever find in this kind of a context, right? You're not going to get very many people who are as non-authoritarian as I am about what goes on around here. I put up with all kinds of shit, which I'm happy to. I don't even say I put up with it. It's welcome. I welcome a writhing but civil, ultimately, discourse. You're going to summarize it. You're going to rewrite it. Okay. Are you ever going to do price cuts in the future like you did last time? Probably not. It's a good deal. $100 for an hour. Sometimes it goes over an hour. You can publish it if you like. You don't have to.
It's good. It's a good deal.
It's a good deal.
Yeah.
And I seem to be picking up business.
Yeah,
I might have a sale one day or two or something special.
Yeah, it's random.
But
it's like one of those. If
I
you
wouldn't
catch
wait
it,
on
catch it. Yeah, exactly. You're there, right time. That sort of thing. Can I just say we're so cute? I feel so needy today.
Do you?
I guess so. More like I just probably am really horny, and I just
Oh, my sweet
I'm
darling. What a good girl.
Oh, thank you.
What are the chances the guy today was NE? Which guy did? The guy I typed today, the ISFP? There was no chances he was NE. He was an ISFP. The explanation was that you have a godlike status in your MBTI frame. As you often said, you are the best, but at the same time, you smoke pot, which makes you not see things as clear as you would need to. Okay, so what you're saying is that you shouldn't trust my judgment that I'm the best because I smoke pot. I've got some great news for you, Raphael. You don't have to trust my judgment. You can evaluate it yourself. I'm not asking you to trust my judgment. I recognize that people who don't use TI well tend to turn to heuristics like this, right? The stupid heuristics. So what if I do smoke pot? I mean, first of all, your presumption that it makes me not see things as clear as I would need to, okay? That's quite a presumption, right? I see much more clearly what your arguments are doing than you do. Presumably, you're not smoking any weed. I've been smoking weed for 35 years. If in fact,
my gosh, as long I've been born?
If, in fact, smoking weed had this detrimental effect on my intellect, don't you think I'd be a blithering idiot by now?
I'm like amazingly smoking as long as I've been alive. That to me is a synchronicity.
Okay, so explain this then, Raphael.
I am 35. Thank you.
No, Raphael, I don't make any claims
Like
about pot.
synchronic.
You do. I'm not saying it helps or hurts or anything like that. You do. You make claims about how my consumption affects me, interestingly. I'm not making those claims. You are. So, the thing to remember here.
I was born January 16th, 1985. Actually, Eric believes that, and I believe that when he touched down in New York is when I was conceived.
Indeed. So
That's a spooky Halloween thing.
So at the same time, you smoke pot, which makes you not see things as clear as you would need to be very good or even the best. Note what's really interesting here. There's a great way for Raphael to establish that I'm not the best. To point to the person who's better. Instead, he says, I can't possibly be the best because I smoke pot. That's why I like to say Raphael can't possibly be a man because sometimes he uses all caps.
Burn.
The thing is, in each of those instances, the link is equally strong. The link between your use of all caps and whether or not you have a penis is just as strong as your link between my smoking pot and whether or not the objects of analysis that are totally independent of me withstand scrutiny or not is as link-free as a sausage patty.
God bless Lady Justice.
God bless her indeed. My goodness. Raphael, Pafael, Smafael. You're going to get all the indications.
That finger wagging for Eric's mom in honor.
Well, Raphael,
No.
You say you're a dry addict. Why should we assume that affords you more clarity? You seem much more obsessed about the subject than I ever do. You seem to be the one who's carrying a great weight or some sort of dogma associated with this identity, whereas I seem to be living comfortably and happily.
Same.
So why in the world would we prioritize your dry addict status over my correct status? No, it had nothing to do with my identity, but rather my words.
She does wag the finger. Anthrax. She's known for her finger wagging. She did it the first time I met Eric, actually. We were sitting on the couch, and we were very comfortable with each other because we were very comfortable with each other right away. And she was like, no, no, no.
Raphael is just trolling to there in Seabridge.
Jane wags her finger.
It's not exactly like that, actually. It seems like it, but it's he gets frustrated. I hope women are sensible enough to not drink, do drugs, etc. during pregnancy. My first wife didn't do anything during pregnancy except sometime around the 6-month mark, she smoked pot. And then sometime around the 9-month mark, she had a glass of wine to try to induce the labor. And that was it as far as her drug consumption. We talked about it. We decided it would be okay if she smoked pot once. She got all paranoid about it.
I can understand that.
I can understand it too. I got kind of paranoid about it too. The last thing I want is you as an adoptive son. Oh, good God. I can't even handle a dog. A cloud would be like a whole pack of crazy
You're
Pomeranians.
right. Oh my gosh. It's so true, guys. Yeah. We already have like
We've got a lot of
peacocks,
children.
fish, we have a cat.
We got children galore.
He's had
around
a
here.
small dog actually, like syncrotic Lacey.
Yeah, at least he was my. You really get one pet in your life that's your real pet for life. You maybe if you're lucky you get a second and you go, this is the rebirth of Lacey.
Yeah.
Right? But the fact is, Lacey was a great dog, and I'll never stop being sad about her death. When I think about it, the rest of the time,
Right.
it never crossed my mind.
It is sad though when you think about it. My dog, I had two. I feel like I did one wrong. Like, that one's tough. I had Odysseus first, but he was sick and he wasn't pooping right, and I didn't like stick up for myself, and I didn't say the truth that he was like pooping liquid. I should have. He had worms, and like I saw him die. So that wasn't fun, but he was like my baby. He was so good. He was such a good dog. He was this little cute, like pit bull, so cute. And then I had Roxanne, who's my girl. She was a wild pup, and I had to train her. But I loved her, and I had to give her away. So I totally get it. Like, they're like family members in my mind. I don't know.
Look, Raphael, I want to stress something here. I too have been through a period of my life where, for my own health and well-being, I had to affirm some pretty strict narratives. Remember, affirm them to yourself. If you're affirming them onto others, you're not respecting the growth that happens over time. If you're still in a spot where you need to be really straight edge about stuff, then great, do that.
Yeah.
Protect your health, but don't ever mistake your earlier stage of growth for a preferable stage of being.
Wise words. Do I have that little
Chris, I hope that's not a true story.
here?
It's
I'll
terrible.
even do my hair a little bit because it's Halloween. Let's see if I can do this. Liza Minnelli tries to turn off.
Yeah, I agree that the risks of alcohol during pregnancy are exaggerated, but nevertheless,
I do too.
I still wanted my first wife to err on the side of caution with that. And it's like alcohol is one of those things where it's easy to habituate. Am I familiar with socionics? Yeah. Pretty familiar. I mean, I've read a lot of random shit. If that's what you mean. Yeah. Me, socionics, and your mom were hanging out last night at the bowling alley. She was bowling. Socionics and I were making love in the bathroom.
Did you explain about the whole duel situation?
Yeah, I did. I had to beat Socionics up in the parking lot, I guess, if I'm going to tell the truth. I said, okay. I'll stop confusing metaphors for process analyses. You can decide not to habituate. Yeah, look, I mean, the thing is, it wasn't an issue. My first wife and I both had basically the same perspective on it. And everything turned out fine. July turned out fine.
Yeah.
What size bowling shoes does Socionics wear? Well, they were size 11, but in socionics, that's called 00A4 because, you know, they got to have a weird name for everything. When people mistype ISFPs, I want to jump off a cliff. I mean, like when people see an ISFP and call them something else. Is that what you mean? Look, Eric, I love you whether you agree with me or not. Raphael, I really don't think you're getting my point. We aren't in disagreement because you haven't said anything. Okay? The thing is, I actually do want you to explain yourself. I keep thinking maybe there's something to what you're saying, you know? Yeah, I want to know. Okay, well, what do you mean by exerting power in a beta fashion? I want to know what that means. Does anybody have any definition of that? What do you think he means by that?
Gotta find out. I have a question though. I
Okay.
forgot what it
Oh, I'm
was.
sorry. I lost your train of thought for you.
It's okay.
What did Jeffrey have?
Oh! Thanks for.
Bang, bang, boom. 5 points for all. That's the good one.
That is. What do Jeffrey Epstein and Halloween decorations have in common? They don't hang themselves. But
What are my thoughts on transhumanism? You mean like cyborgy stuff, like putting electronics in your brain and stuff? I mean, you know, if there became a simple enough device that is like, you know, 5th generation, all the bugs are out of it, and it's easy squeezy, and you know, yeah, it's easy to put on and take off. So I could try it off without committing to it. Yeah, sure, why not? One of my videos had ID INFP, confirmed that I'm an INFP after objective personality commented down myself. Well, yeah. Objective personality should be called confuse people before they get to Eric.
I'm glad I never fell for that.
That's the title of that channel. It really can be used for practically any holiday. You're right there.
Mm-hmm.
Except Arbor Day. It doesn't work for Arbor Day.
Why?
Because you have to say they don't plant themselves. Because you plant trees in Arbor Day.
Thank you for reminding me.
I mean, I don't know if I don't have an opinion about it, but I stand by my typing. I don't remember it. I don't know why I concluded what I did, but I stand by it. I'm sure I knew what I was doing at the time. I know that when I test people and talk to them and actually get to push on their weak spots, that my results are much more reliable than when they get to craft a little play for me.
Yeah. That's a yes on that. Is true.
Patient is acting deluded.
I'm like so happy that I'm having hash on Halloween.
I'm gonna smoke some more right now.
Sweet. Can I have like a rip like you?
Yeah, sure.
And I'll be easy on it because
yeah. Listen, I'm gonna pull a rip with some hash on it. And I'll try to pull it in like 2 pulls. I'm gonna make a small one.
Okay.
And then I'll pack one for you, and you nurse it. Okay.
Okay.
Remember, you got to just take baby hits off of this.
Yeah, we're all like
the hash is expando in your lungs.
Sometimes when I cough, I imagine when like Ren and Stimpy, when they used to like cough or like get angry, like their eyes would pop out of their heads. That's like what I imagine myself, and their like teeth like go out like this. That's how I imagine myself when I'm coughing. I'm blushing.
Your coughing has become somewhat legendary.
It really has.
People go, "Uh oh, Rachel's pulling a bong rip." Here comes 15 seconds of coughing.
It's so funny. Like my lungs are like baby lungs. I would say I have baby lungs.
Oh, those pesky Luciferians are at it again.
Oh yeah.
It seems like I can't go more than a week without hearing about these pesky Luciferians.
What do they plan on doing in life?
How could
I
it
hate
be
that
avoided?
question.
Did I avoid the question? Did I misinterpret it? I thought like transhuman means like cyborg stuff, right?
I don't know. Or like, is it like with like animals? I think it is cyborg. I think you're right.
Well, I mean, look, human beings have already expanded their consciousness by tools 100 different ways.
Yeah, yo, you
That-
could like
that
just
some of
use
those tools
the turkey baster and shoot it into a woman and she could get pregnant.
But think about this. It used to be you had to, before writing or whatever, you had to keep track of all your own shit in your head. Oh, I got to go meet Og on Tuesday and trade rocks with him. We got to go kill saber-toothed tiger
Oh
on
my
Thursday
God.
with Julie or she's going to feel left out. And they had to keep track of that all in their heads. Then we came up with writing, and that helped us to do things more easily. Then we came up with Google Calendar, and that makes things a lot more easy.
Yeah. And it's synced with my phone.
Mm-hmm.
So we both get alerts. It's good.
So the idea that some of the things could be put inside your body is not a big stretch to me. And I don't see it as consciousness transforming because you still have to pay attention to something. And paying attention is inherently exclusive. So you'll never be able to escape being able to pay attention to one thing at a time, basically. And that means you're limited in the notion that somehow you're going to exponentially scale up with transhumanism is a flawed notion because people are limited by the fact that they can only attend to one thing at a time, willfully or consciously. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this bong rip in the name of God, America, peace, and the world.
Can I do it for Halloween too?
And then I'm going to pass one over to Rachel. I'm going to assume she's going to sit with the bong for a while and nurse it. Okay? This is a transubstantiated bong rip to everybody out there, in fact. And it is going to be empowered by the ghoulish spirits of Halloween.
Yeah.
Pull that into. Cyborgs is a shallow way to look at it. Spiritually bankrupt. What do you mean by that?
I made you into a Playboy bunny when you were taking that bong rip.
Thanks, darling.
You're welcome.
I could feel the Halloween bunny ghost spirit transversing through my soul.
That looks like a good bong rip. My mouth sometimes goes like makes words backwards. Is anyone else like that? That's any ignoring, definitely. It's gotta be.
I can't use the green screen because I'm not streaming with the software, I'm streaming with the webcam. It's the lazy way to do things. What about the focus of ascending from the flesh into the matrix, the recreation of the human mind? I don't buy it. My position has been and remains that there can be no conscious, willful agent of the sorts that human beings are that's not both concurrently physical and metaphysical. You cannot excise the physical half of it and retain a fully sentient being. That's my position on it. If you don't like it, you can take a long walk off a short pier. Oh, I didn't put any hash on it. Sorry.
That's all right.
Okay. Did you know what's going to happen, Rachel, if they follow my instructions there?
What?
Where do you think they're going to fall?
Into the water.
Into the water. That's right. Because a short pier can't handle a long walk. And what's at the end of the pier? The
Water.
ocean. The ocean, yeah. Or the lake. True, just water. Water. Drowning, cold, dangerous, fish-infested water.
Yeah, because it could be into a pool too.
Right. Just remember, cold water, cold water. It's a watery grave. Thank you. That was Cold Water, Cold Water. It's a Watery Grave by the Canadian Educational Film Institute. A classic that we all remember and love.
So, right now, we're rooting for. Well, I'm rooting for USC, definitely, but I'm also rooting for Berkeley because, like, your mom went there, so like I root for both. And
I appreciate your gestures of solidarity.
Really?
Yeah, sure.
Aw. I feel geeky about it, but it's true.
You're a good team player, Rachel.
Thanks. I really like watching sports, so it's fun for me to like get into it. And like there's a lot of sports here.
So, I don't think we'll ever find a way to transcend from the flesh into a system of computation. No. I think the thing is, there may come a point where we can so successfully emulate a dead person as long as both their voice and what they say and their interactions and stuff provided that you have enough data on a person, right? It makes perfect sense to believe that at some point they'll be able to emulate a dead person, perfectly. So much so that
was a good one.
You're thinking you're having a Zoom conference with them and it be just like talking to mom, except mom's 30 years dead, right? Here's the thing. Here's the point that I see as the possible point of challenge. Where exactly do you determine that you are successful? So, in other words, if I can program an emulator to emulate me perfectly, and I tell some family that I've transferred my consciousness into this computer and then turn it on and the emulator emulates me perfectly, who's to say they didn't do it, right? But I don't think they actually would be able to do that. I think it would be a farce, a tragic misconception of what consciousness is.
Can I have paper towels, please?
Yes, you can have the paper towels.
Thanks for bringing back the Roman Catholic vibes in me. I really felt like that was an important pass.
Other stuff's got a good idea. Cough in a bottle.
Yeah, cough in a bottle. If you feel like your bonger wasn't enough.
We can, what we do is we label each of them probably not COVID.
Oh my gosh, no. I have a really good idea. You could use my coughs in many different ways, right? One of them could be playing Ferris Bueller's Day Off and use my cough and then say that you have COVID symptoms, so you get to stay home. But I guess everyone stays home now, so
yeah. There's no more getting to stay at
There's
home.
no more. Yeah.
The expression "getting to stay at home" has been eliminated because everybody has to stay at home. Well, I should probably get off this anyway. Come on in, Dad. I'm gonna wrap this up. I gotta talk about
My
clients.
car's in, and it is Halloween. So maybe you want